What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're gonna be taking a look at a video from Angry Guy. Now, shout out to him. And apparently, we are not going to make it. Check this out.
To affect us all. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
President Kamala Harris is set to release her first major economic plan as a presidential candidate later today in North Carolina. It will include, we're told, proposing a federal ban on corporate price gouging for food and groceries. Earlier this year, our next guest, Democratic Senator Bob Casey of Pennsylvania, introduced the Price Gouging Prevention Act, which promises to crack down on corporate price gouging and protect American families from so-called greedflation. And Senator Casey joins us now. He's a member of the Senate Finance and Intelligence Committees and currently running for re-election in a race that could determine the balance of power in the Senate. Senator, good morning. It's great to have you with us. So let's start with this idea of price gouging. A lot of economists, not just conservative ones, but even more moderate and some liberal ones, believe that the margins are so thin at a grocery store that they're not gouging prices, that they're just trying to keep up with supply and demand. What do you say to that?
Well, Willie, here are the facts in terms of corporate America. This is what we're talking about here. The big companies, the companies that are producing food and the companies that are manufacturing household items, that's where the price gouging has taken place. Look, between July of 20 and July of 22, corporate profits rose 75% in America. That's 5 times the rate of inflation. And we shouldn't just accept it and say there's nothing we can do about it. We should point it out, as I've done in a greedflation report, a shrinkflation report, recently a streamflation report, streaming services doing this as well, the junk fees that the administration has worked on. So on a whole range of fronts, you've got corporate America, after getting the biggest corporate tax cut anyone can remember, jacking up their prices and just saying, get used to it, and bragging about it on shareholder calls. So we got to do 3 things. Go after them, and you use price gouging legislation to do that, and to give the Federal Trade Commission power it does not have right now. And secondly, to roll back those big corporate tax breaks, because obviously they didn't need them. But I think the idea that we should just throw up our hands and say, well, that's capitalism is ridiculous.
Okay, now we excuse me. Now we know what happened. Now we know what old buddy said. Now let's take it from this standpoint. I understand what he's trying to do, but here's the issue. He said 2020 is when it started. When they started increasing prices, which that's true. But they also started printing more money back then at 2020 as well. The government started printing more money. So the problem is, it's not that they're trying to increase prices. Well, yeah, they are. But it's also to the effect of what the government has done, which is printed more money, which caused the value of the dollar to go down. So it's costing you more as a taxpayer, and that's the purchaser of food items. It's costing you more to purchase groceries and food, because the same amount of food is going to cost you double, triple, or maybe hell, even quadruple the price. It's because of government spending and government handouts. That's the reason why. And also government printing. If they wouldn't have printed if they wouldn't have printed the money that they printed within that time period, we wouldn't be going through a significant inflation like we are now. The problem is they're trying to throw it onto the corporations, when in fact is their mishandling of the pandemic. That's the reason why all of this shit is going on. The pandemic was caused by the government sending millions of dollars overseas, or billions I should say, overseas, printing money left and right, not controlling the spending, not handling COVID well, and also with the government handouts that it hands out to people that don't want to work. So it's, in a sense, you're charging the taxpayers more for less because of your greed and because of your mishandling of a situation. And it's sad that I'm having to point it out as a 25-year-old black man when that's a damn near 70 or 60 or 50 to 60-year-old white man that's been in Congress or has been in the Senate for decades, maybe. But it's still the fact of the matter is that they're trying to play in your face and call it rain. And Kamala doesn't have a good plan for it because, hell, she's a part of the situation. She's a part of the problem. Biden sent billions of dollars over to Ukraine and Israel for their skirmish. Sent billions of dollars worth of military equipment. And now what's that doing is it's causing the U.S. citizens to have to pay more for little things. If you go into a store and you get like a couple things, it's gonna cost you almost $100 for a couple of things in a grocery store. If you have an organic diet, oh my God, it's gonna cost you damn near $2. You cannot afford the cost of living. You can't afford the cost of food. That's because the government has failed to protect its citizens. The government now, the administration now, is more interested in protecting foreign countries and foreign citizens more than its own. We're paying the bill for their mishandling, and it's affecting us in the worst way. Now, the problem with that is this too. With that affecting all of us as American citizens, they have no way to fix the issue that they've caused. So the only way to fix this is what's going on now. War. Their mishandling is because of their greed and not focusing on American interests. In the Constitution, it says protect against foreign and domestic threats, and we have domestic threats in government. Threats to our livelihood, threats to our well-being. All I gotta say is this: the government has failed us as a people, as a country. So, this 2024 election, with both Senate, Congress, and presidential, it's all on us as American citizens to figure this shit out. Because if we don't, I mean, shit. Who knows what it's gonna be in the next 2 years, next 3 years, next 4 years. We might be paying even double that, might be paying double what we're paying now. Americans, it's time to wake up. Stop sipping the pink Kool-Aid. Stop sipping all of that bullshit. Wake up and look around. Again, I'm not endorsing Trump. I'm not endorsing Kamala. I'm endorsing my damn self with my own message. Anyways, like, share, subscribe to the channel, support the podcast, subscribe to the comment. I will see you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.